Depot on the beat.
Black Sounds K.
The name of this jutsu is Ki. With the thunderclap. Be gone, I will use it.
Obviously, what I fucking believe works.
Now, the disrespect in this post was enormous.
Are you serious right now, bro?
The disrespect in this post was enormous.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Fuck Toriyama. Fuck Toriyama.
Fuck Toriyama.
Ooh. Yeah.
That boy ain't right.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
So you could go and defamate my character. You could go and spit on me, spit in my face, and spit on my channel, spit on my hard work and everything else. You were also slandering, defamating my character by saying I was spitting on a dead man.
And I'm not standing by any of that.
And I'm not standing by any of that.
You already said from day one that I disrespected and spit on a dead man.
Now, ultimately, he came to diss Toriyama towards Super.
This dude right here.
Fuck Toriyama.
So, me bringing the Tupac CD to my aunt's car and she's saying, I don't want that mess in here, and throwing that CD out, that's disrespecting the dead? You said that I disrespected a dead man.
No, I didn't say you disrespected it. Oh.
No, I didn't say you disrespected it.
Oh,
you did. Yes, you.
Oh, you did. Yes,
you started out with something that was no longer about Dragon Ball.
No longer about Dragon Ball.
And you told everybody on YouTube that I disrespected a dead man, a man who died.
That what you did was distasteful.
Yes, but to them, but think about.
I know that that's not what you meant.
I know that that's not what you meant.
And maybe a bit disrespectful.
Think about how that made people feel.
Came there openly. No, I didn't think that you came there openly and was like, fuck this nigga. Fuck Toriyama.
What the fuck? So you could go and defamate my character. You could go again. I said, thanks Toriyama for the creation of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and even for the little help with giving us Dragon Ball GT. Thanks again, Toriyama, for all of your hard work and for giving me my first anime I've ever started watching. I was being said to have disrespected somebody who dead. That's equivalent to you bringing up my dead best friend too. So basically, it's okay for you to. It's okay for you to.
No, it wasn't okay.
Tell people that I disrespected a dead man, though.
No, it wasn't.
So it's okay to do that.
Black Sasuke, man, you can't punch me in the face and then tag out and say I'm not allowed to take any swings at you.
You accused me of dissing a dead man. I was only addressing you about the fact that you said I disrespected a dead man, which that is personal. You are putting me out there on the platform to have disrespected the dead. So that's the first stone or first punch that he said. Once you throw a punch at me and I start swinging back, don't be mad, bro. This is it right here. This is when I had a punch thrown at me. Right here. I had a punch thrown at me. So I started swinging back. Right here. This is me saying, dude, I didn't disrespect the dead. Dude, bro, you're taking it a little too far. You can respond to this all day. But I didn't, mind you, I didn't discover that he made a debate video until after the fact he said I disrespected the death of Toriyama. So it became personal. I didn't even have a chance to even decide if I want to respond to his debate video or not, because I was already being said to have disrespected the dead man.
Got him! Got him!
Clap.
Your homeboy was talking about my child, Toriyama, and you said something, and I said, hey, I think it's distasteful.
Do you have me on audio spitting bad on your child? Clap. Do you have a video?
I don't think that's as bad as you standing next to a nigga that's talking about my child.
Do you have a video?
Next to him when he did it and you was laughing about it.
It don't matter. Do you have a video?
Laughing about it.
Do you have a video?
That's all there is. That's all I saw to it. You was laughing about it.
Do you have a video?
You watched the video.
Do you have it? Don't matter if I watch. It's my free right. It's my free right, Dragonclap. That's my free right. You can't take away my First Amendment right.
If you had said the only thing
that's blackmail. You can't say I can't watch his video and laugh.
And always just assume what's gonna get you out of.
And you can't assume either. You can't assume either. How you know?
You told us in the community post.
Yeah, but did my community post say anything about a child? Answer me that. No,
but you endorsed the
Hey,
video
thank
that
you.
did.
Okay. So y'all just heard me ask him a very simple question, right? I asked him, do you have a single video of me speaking bad about your child? His answer was no. And with that admission, that really matters a lot to this whole situation, because the entire narrative he pushed suggested that I personally crossed that line. But once he admitted there was no evidence, the accusation suddenly changed, and the story went from you spoke about my child to you stood next to someone who mentioned my child in a video. In other words, the claim stopped being about something I did and became about something someone else said in a video that I watched. And that's not proof of wrongdoing. That's literally him trying to use the that's guilt by association thing. And when that still didn't hold up, the argument shifted again, and this time to the claim that I somehow endorsed the video simply because I watched it and shared it, as you guys just heard him say. But for like the 30th time that I've said this, watching a video isn't authorship, sharing a video isn't creation, and finding a video entertaining doesn't mean you endorse every single sentence spoken inside of it. Yet despite admitting he has no evidence that I ever spoke about his child, the response did not stop there. Instead, he escalated, moved into my personal life. My private Facebook posts were dug through, my grief over my deceased best friend was put on display, private messages from his final hours were shown, conversations between me and my own sister were exposed, a family member's name was doxed, and on top of that, there were threats.
As far as these dudes saying that they're going to flag the video, I'm going to repost the video on multiple social media sites. And just like I said before, if he don't start showing some genuine respect, I'm going to expose everything there is to laugh at on this dude. I'll make a video out of every screenshot I got lined up of you. If you pull this bull again, if you so much as mention my kid again, I'll go through every single screenshot and video I have. And it'll be an entire video per screenshot. So imagine how long I'll stretch those videos out.
To release even more personal screenshots and videos, which you guys have already heard in this video. And all of that retaliation built on an accusation he himself admitted he cannot prove. So when you actually strip away the situation down to the facts, the timeline becomes very clear that there is no evidence that I ever spoke about his child. The accusation had to be changed to association, then it had to be changed again to endorsement. And when none of those claims could stand on their own, the only thing left was escalation. So when the evidence doesn't exist, the accusation has to evolve. And when the accusation collapses, retaliation is the only thing left standing, guys.
No,
if I didn't say nothing about it, it don't matter.
You said you watched the video 5 times. Look, I don't mean to get hyped with you.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. It's not my video. Regardless of what you say, it's not my video. I can look at whatever I want, and I can laugh at whatever I want.
You endorsed it. Man, listen, man,
I can laugh at whatever I want.
I'm not trying to argue. So you can laugh at the mentioning of my child?
No, that's not what I'm saying, bruh. You're highlighting this one thing. So I lose my shit, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Because the dude trying to sit here and tell me that he's trying to come to me like a man. And you'll hear me clearly ask this dude, why not after you saw Shogun's video? Why wait till 20 videos? Like, why you wait till after you done made about 20 videos on me, talking about my dad's best friend, talking about my sister, and everything else you've gotten your hands on that is personal to me to expose me? I wasn't there. Now you are. Now you are. Now you are. After all of these videos.
Like when you came
after all of these videos, now you do it.
Situation, just that, and the third.
Why not after you saw the video?
Did I argue against
Clap?
What I said brought up a whole lot of stuff. Like, just hear me though. When you said that, did I argue against it? I said, no, I could see your point in that, and I was wrong for how I handled that. I wish I would have handled that differently. I didn't give you no pushback. I ain't try to act tough about it. I apologized. I said, I'm sorry. I should have handled that shit differently. That was wrong. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Like, man to man, I'm trying, bro.
And so later on, as more videos by you were being made, as I responded by roasting you through my YouTube community tab, you escalated things by bringing a third party into your content. You mentioned my fellow community member, Young Shogun, identifying him and referencing the fact that he has a Master Roshi profile picture.
Why would one of your homeboys have a picture of Roshi as his profile picture?
Which has nothing to do with you. So with that being said, Young Shogun became aware he was being mentioned and reached out to you publicly twice, not once, but twice, asking you not to reference him again because of the sexual innuendos.
Not only did he mention me, but he also mentioned me with some pretty suspect things.
Because I've seen multiple members of the Blow It Back squad.
Gay! An offensive commentary in your videos, in which you ignored his request. He responded with the roast video, but even then, he clarified why calling KaZamaNaTion Throw It Back Nation was offensive, and especially given that children are a part of my community, and attacking someone's community for no reason is not acceptable. And even after the fact, you began leaning on what you call now an affiliation argument, suggesting that because I shared a friend's video or because I posted critiques on my community tab, it somehow became fair game to use my personal information, and that argument does not hold. And sharing links or posting critiques does not grant anyone permission to harvest private data, misrepresent intent, or attack a person's character. With that being said, this documentary exists to show why the Toriyama accusation was false, why the affiliation argument is flawed, and how these tactics were used to target, intimidate.
As far as these dudes saying that they're gonna flag the video, I'm gonna repost the video on multiple social media sites.
The word diligent. That's spelled D-I-L-L-I-G-A-N, diligent. And it means, do I look like I give a fuck?
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
You lame ass, pussy ass nigga, balding ass nigga, flabby body ass nigga, unk energy ass nigga, unk looking ass nigga.
And just like I said before, if he don't start showing some genuine respect, I'm gonna expose everything there is to laugh at on this dude. I'll make a video out of every screenshot I got lined up of you.
I don't give a fuck about all of that.
Nigga, shut your bitch ass up.
If you pull this bull again, if you so much as mention my kid again, I'll go through every single screenshot and video I have. And it'll be an entire video per screenshot.
You tried it. It didn't land.
So imagine how long I'll stretch those videos out.
You think I care? Look at me. Do I look like I care? Look, just take it. Do I look like I care? Look at me. Look, no, Sharice, look at me. Do I look like I care? Look. I don't care.
You're a bitch.
Every year he's explaining that he desperately needs more money.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
Shut your
He argues that the people that are closest to him don't really understand and don't really have a desire to understand.
Guess what, motherfucker? Your first mistake was thinking that you were smarter than me.
So I just think that it's inappropriately unfair to place that sort of scrutiny upon me, upon all other people. Then, like I said, man, do you have no faith in humanity?
And what the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, man.
You need to shut the fuck up.
I want to play y'all a series of clips where on one hand, he tells me that I did not say nothing directly about his child and argues that there's a video that talks about his child. Even in my community tab post, I never said the word KID in my community tab post.
No, I didn't say your community post did, but you did say that you watched the video 5 times.
I can watch video,
and in that video was mentioning of my child.
That is not my video, of course, belongs to a completely different person and not me, but he seems to keep saying that I keep talking about his child, so he's going to continue to retaliate by talking about my friend.
The guys that openly said, so what, I mentioned your child, are the ones that are saying, don't mention my best friend.
But at the same time, he tells me that I never said anything about his child personally or directly in a community tab post nor video.
Toriyama, and you said something, and I said, hey, I think it's distasteful.
Do you have me on audio talking, spitting bad on your child? Do you have a video? Do you have a video? Do you have a video? Do you have a video?
For this simple argument, for all those whole ass niggas that sat on the video with him and that sat there and acted like, yeah, fuck the mentioning of his child. We don't give a damn about that, but don't talk about my friend, best friend. Yeah, best friend. Shut your bitch ass up.
Wait a minute. why you had to do this while you was talking though.
Y'all cannot tell me that he is not being disrespectful. Listen to the utter mocking that he just did. That is clear disrespect, and he's doing it out of retaliation. You can tell by how the way he's talking. The way he just said that was literally out of spite of retaliation. It's not that he cares or has empathy about my best friend. It's literally retaliation. He says that he has empathy for the dead.
Fuck Toriyama.
What the fuck? So you could go and defamate my character. You could go. He says he had empathy for my best friend in my situation.
It wasn't about Toriyama. The reason that I mentioned his friend was not because of the Toriyama. I simply related it to that I respected a great deal. So I thought that in that nature, I could bring it up in that nature if I was paying a respect to it.
You're lying.
If you watch the video, they might fool you into forgetting that I only mentioned his friend because he mentioned my child.
See, if y'all just heard what I just heard, right? I'm not even gonna say if y'all just heard that, but y'all literally just heard this dude just say that he mentioned my best friend because he was relating it to Akira Toriyama. And then he just turned around and said that he was mentioning my best friend because his child got mentioned in Shogun's video. Now, again, first he said my deceased best friend was mentioned to relate to the situation to Toriyama. Then he said it was because his child was mentioned. But those two explanations completely destroy each other. If it was retaliation, then it had nothing to do with Toriyama. And if it was about Toriyama, then retaliation wouldn't even be part of the explanation. The moment both reasons exist at the same time, the Toriyama defense stops being a reason and starts looking like a cover. Because you can't call something an analogy and revenge at the same time. One explains a point, the other settles a score. It's just that simple. He contradicted himself, or in other words, he lied. Flat out.
It was about me saying that the same heart that I have to empathize with others that I don't know is the same heart that I have that empathize with the situation he went through with his friend. Now, I don't need to stoop so low as to insulting the dead. I would never do that. You can rest assured that I didn't disrespect the person I referenced. There was no disrespect to that person in any way. In fact, it was the opposite. Therein lies the entire point I was getting at in the first place. Personally, the situation to me was one I sympathized with so much it nearly brought me to tears, as I had even specified for that segment in particular in saying I wanted no jokes or disrespect on that part. As far as someone who may have passed on, I will not disrespect the dead. It has nothing to do with you. That shit is trash on grown man status, and it goes against everything that I believe in. But I make sure to say in everything that I do, please show respect for this segment. Please show respect for this situation. No jokes about this situation. My heart goes out to this situation. No, I didn't disrespect anyone who's passed. I have a great appreciation for life, and I value everyone that we have here and who's been here. And I paid respect for the situation and said that I didn't want anybody to tell any jokes for that. I didn't want any disrespect toward that situation because things like that should never be laughed at.
Did you see how important? What's wrong with what I believe? Obviously, what I fucking believe works.
It's not in my heart to talk about the dead.
Fuck Toriyama.
My child was mentioned, so I don't give a damn about his best friend being mentioned. If you don't have the human decency to not mention my child, then I don't have the human decency to not mention your friend.
Even in my community tab post, I never said the word KID in my community tab post.
No, I didn't say your community post did, but you did say that you watched the video 5 times.
And I proved with evidence that your friend told you to think of Dragon Ball to comfort yourself after he goes. Now, you mentioned my child. So the mentioning of your friend is definitely on the table.
Toriyama, and you said something, and I said, hey, I think it's distasteful.
Do you have me on audio talking, spitting bad on your child? Do you have a video? Do you have a video? Do you have a video? Do you have a video?
Night after amazing night, millions of Australian joy.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Well, Dragonclap, looks like there's no audio of me talking about your child. And not only is there no audio, but you also said that there's no community tab post that also doesn't mention your child. Aww. Looks like that's another lie you told, huh, buddy?
You still doubling down on your ability to talk crazy about my child, but you still want to play victim. I don't want to hear none of that shit.
Like, Clap, be real. I have never ever disrespected your child, man. I have not said nothing wrong about your kid. Like, Clap, be real. I have never ever disrespected your child, man. I have not said nothing.
I'm totally empathetic about that situation. The only reason that I allow myself to discuss it is because you're not agreeing to not continue discussing my child.
The reason the child was even mentioned at all goes back to a public Twitter confrontation between DragonclapTV and a user by the name of DiddysManTV. And in that exchange, Tiz openly stated that DragonclapTV was harassing him and threatened to talk about DragonclapTV's child publicly as a form of retaliation. And Shogun referenced that situation with a screenshot to make one point, that once a line involving a child is crossed, it changes the seriousness of everything that follows. That context alone matters, and especially when after the incident, DragonclapTV was later seen publicly laughing and joking under Tiz's post aimed at me and KaZamaNaTion. And me pointing that sequence out is not going after a child, it's clearly documenting events in the order that they actually happened. I just want to point something out real quick. I noticed that you said that your only real issue was the Tiz the Saiyan situation, specifically the mention of your child.
This would have never spiraled if I would have never looked back and seen that my child was mentioned. The only problem that I had was the mentioning of my child. Now they mentioned my child. Your homeboy came after my child. Never mention my child again. That don't mean you laugh it up while someone else mentions a man's child. That man mentioned my child. And like I said, don't ever mention my kid again. And we good. Don't ever mention or co-sign mentioning my child again. Or like I said, the extent to which I could express how I feel about someone taking a shot at my child. By the point that they mentioned my child, that was different. If they would agree to the human decency of not targeting children in their videos. Targeting children in their videos.
Targeting children in their videos.
If they say they won't mention my child again, I'll dust my hands off and walk away. We think that talking about kids is wrong. You're not agreeing to not continue discussing my child. Because what you did was mention my child, and it was disrespectful.
And you've also admitted that Shogun did not directly target your child in his video.
I'll note that homeboy mentioned my child. He may not have said anything in direct insult about him.
He may not have said anything in direct insult about him.
But he definitely claimed I don't demand respect toward my own child.
So I noticed that Dragonclap has been saying that young Shogun said in his video that he doesn't demand respect for his own child.
You supposed to leave the fucking children alone.
This idiot actually admitted to talking about this man's children. If a grown man speaks about my fucking kid,
it's fuck you forever.
My kid done nothing to you. Why are you bringing him up? The fact that this man DiddysManTV
is on good terms with Tiz the Saiyan,
that shows you that he doesn't even command respect for his own child.
Command respect for his own child.
I will, however, speak on this situation in the following atmosphere based on the fact that Shogun said I don't demand respect for my child. Demand respect for my child.
Demand respect for my child.
Command respect.
Command respect for his own child.
That shows you that he doesn't even command respect for his own child.
Nigga, you mentioned my kid and had the audacity to say that I don't demand respect.
Command respect.
Demand respect.
Command respect.
Command respect for his own child.
That shows you that he doesn't even command respect for his own child.
Come for my kid or my ability to demand respect for them. I'll be as open in discussion as you are. Demand respect for them.
Demand respect for them.
Command respect for his own child.
When that is not even what Shogun said in his video. He keeps changing the word from command, which is what Shogun actually said, to demand, which is what Shogun did not say. And I don't think he understands that demand respect and command respect are two different natures. He seems to think that they mean the same thing or something. I don't know, but he obviously does, because he keeps saying demand respect when Shogun cleanly stated that is command respect. So of course y'all just heard him say demand respect, right? So let's clear something up, because words matter a lot in this situation, right? When young Shogun criticized Dragonclap's public conduct on Twitter, he didn't say that Dragonclap needed to demand respect for his child. He said a parent should command respect for their child. Those are two completely different things. Again, Demanding respect means verbally insisting on it. Commanding respect means your actions and boundaries make it clear certain lines cannot be crossed. And the criticism wasn't about attacking a child. It was about what happened after the line was crossed. Tyz himself publicly admitted he talked about Dragonclap's child. His own post literally says, I talked about his kid. True. That means, by his own words, the line Dragonclap says was crossed had already happened on Twitter. But when people looked at Dragonclap's public conduct afterwards, which is Shogun, and then me following after that once Shogun's video came out, that he was interacting, laughing, and even unblocked the same person.
Yo,
hear me out, Clap.
Like,
hear me out real quick though. I got kids myself, right? All right, let's keep it a band. From my perspective, you might see it differently, but his context of how he addressed the situation, you know what I'm saying? But the part where he explained about Tyz is saying and what he said in reference to you having a baby, I don't know shit. I'm just going off of what was said in that Twitter post that Tyz is saying said on Twitter. You see what I'm saying? Tyz is saying said that, and he posted that clip and asked you why he ain't blocked. You said that Shogun was toxic, so you blocked him.
But Tyz saying was blocked. Actually, I unblocked him to post that on his wall to let him know that in case if he sees the video, not to that I was reigniting because I didn't want him taking shots at my kid.
Whoa. So, did y'all just hear what I just heard? Now, let me guess. So, DragonclapTV says he unblocked someone who threatened to talk about his child out of caution. Out of caution? But meanwhile, while he's repeatedly exposed my private life across multiple videos, my family's legal name, private chats with my baby sister, DMs with my best friend, videos of me grieving, and even used my best friend in a so-called satire video, this isn't caution. This is plain hypocrisy on display here. And protecting someone else while violating my privacy, yet again proving that not only is he a liar, but he is also a Class A USDA hypocrite.
He didn't do no video mentioning my daughter.
So y'all just heard this dude just say that his excuse as to why he ain't tripping with Tyz like that is because he didn't make a video. How is that even logical? So Tyz literally says that he talked about your child on a public platform that still can reach to YouTube or anywhere else. But you got all the smoke for me, who didn't make the video that you have a problem with, who didn't say anything in the community tab post about your child, which you confirmed, who didn't say nothing about your child in the video, which you've also confirmed that I didn't do. But because I shared a link to a video that references the situation that happened on a public platform that has already happened, and because I hyped up the video, despite me not knowing what was going to be in the video before it came out, and me still hyping the video up after the fact that it came out, you got all the smoke for me that you should be having for Tyz saying, who actually talked about your child. That is so hypocritical, bruh. I just want you to know that, bro. You literally got smoke with me, doxing and all this other stuff, but no smoke for the guy who actually legit disrespected your child, bruh. You unblocked him because you didn't want to ignite anything. But yo, the dude disrespected your child, bruh. Why would you even want to go back and talk to this dude after he did that? That's what Shogun is saying about commanding respect for your child, bruh. You literally went back and talked to somebody who literally disrespected you flat out. This was no threat. He acted on what he said he did. But you got all the smoke for me, who literally just shared a link that had mentioned a situation that you didn't like. Where's the videos on Tyz? Why you didn't dox him? Why you didn't go get his personal Facebook information and blast that in videos? You didn't make all these threats that you made towards me, towards him. What? I didn't make a video either. I'm telling y'all, this dude is a hypocrite, bro. Flat out.
Young Shogun could have cooked me any way he wanted. Other than and even, you know, other than saying I don't demand respect for my child.
Demand respect for my child.
Command respect.
Command respect for his own child.
That sent me off the hook. That's fighting words. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way in the world. First off, ain't no way in the world I'm cool with that nigga.
You gotta be real though. That screenshot where you was laughing with him. saying that they doing the Megan challenge over there, right? You got them all mad when he said, dang, Diddy Club, you got them all mad over there. Now you was Latin. Now be real though, keep it being.
Say that, but I didn't have no conversation. I posted it publicly, never messaged that nigga, never spoke to him again after that day, never looked back at his page.
Right.
Nothing.
But you can see why it could be, but can you not see why it could be implied that you guys are cool? So there's another contradiction that needs to be addressed because it goes directly to credibility. Now, I heard DragonclapTV say that him and Taz the Saiyan aren't cool by a long shot. Literally, words verbatim.
And that dude ain't cool by a long shot.
But publicly, there's a post where both of them are seen laughing together at me and my community, KaZamaNaTion, tagging each other, joking, and engaging casually. That's not speculation, that's documented interaction. And later, in the Spinning the Block on Young Shogun, KaZamaNaTion Crybaby's Exposed video that he made, that same interaction is reframed. The explanation given is that Taz the Saiyan was tagged only to notify him that he would be mentioned in the video because it was noticed last minute that he was the person debating Shogun on Twitter about Dragon Ball.
I simply notified him publicly on his wall that he'd be in a video because I noticed last minute that he was the person Shogun was arguing with. I did that because I didn't want my child mentioned all based off of a Dragon Ball discussion. But look at where we are now.
In which Shogun conceded that he was wrong in this debate with Taz the Saiyan, in which DragonClapTV tried to exploit this as an opportunity to say that Shogun was in a debate with him, when in all actuality, he wasn't, because the debate was conceded upon long before DragonClapTV was even able to get in on the debate, which is the reason why Shogun said that he wasn't in a debate with him at all, and never was. Which created a contradiction on his own part. And because if someone truly crossed a permanent line involving your child, most parents treat that boundary as absolute. There's no interaction, no tolerance, and no second chances, meaning I will never be talking to you ever again. So that's the context behind Shogun's observation. But notice what had to happen afterward to change the narrative. The phrase command respect suddenly becomes demand respect. One word gets swapped and now the criticism sounds harsher than what was actually said. But the original point never changed. Respect for a boundary involving a child isn't something you announce. It's something your actions enforce as a parent. And here's the part that makes the retaliation make even less sense. Young Shogun made that observation in his own video. I didn't write it, I didn't plan it or put it in the video. I didn't know what he was going to say before it was even released. Watching a video or sharing a link to something someone else created does not make you responsible for every statement inside of it. So using my personal life, my deceased best friend, my private grief, and my personal Facebook information as retaliation for something another creator said in his own content isn't accountability at all on his part. It's misdirected retaliation, because the reality is simple. A criticism about someone's public behavior became an excuse to target someone who had no control over the statement in the first place. And once you strip away the word changes and shifting explanations, the contradiction becomes obvious. You can't call something an analogy and retaliation at the same time. You can't treat a boundary as absolute while publicly interacting with the person who crossed it in the first place, being Taz the Saiyan, and you definitely can't justify attacking someone's personal life over words they didn't even say in the first place. At that point, it stops being about protecting a boundary. It starts looking like someone needed a reason and settled for the closest excuse they could find, which he chose to attack me by way of using my personal life as a form of retaliation against me over something I didn't do.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Earlier, however, in the current situation with Black Sasuke at KaZamaNaTion video, you said my community posts were disrespectful.
And as of right now, these actually haven't been taken down off of Black Sasuke's community tab. They're still up. It's impossible for him to remove all traces of the disrespect as long as Young Shogun keeps his up.
And then later on in our private Discord call, you stated that if the Taz situation hadn't been mentioned, you wouldn't have responded, wouldn't have escalated anything, and would have eventually reached out, even saying the roasts were funny and to shake our hand.
I would have just been like, it's all good. It would have never escalated. It would have never spiraled. We would have never been, it would have all been good. All the jokes that y'all wanted to tell, y'all would have told. I wouldn't have responded or nothing. I probably would have reached out to you at a certain point in time and tried to shake your hand and told you that your jokes are funny, because I was already saying in the video, some of the stuff they say is funny. You see what I'm saying?
I would have been fine to have a civil conversation with them both before and after the roast. comes to playful roasting among commentary, of course that can be fun. It's just that if it would have been after the roast, after he initiated the roast, I would have still had to tell a few jokes on him playfully.
Okay. But the only reason why I continued to target you was the community post was going in strong. You was like, I read the community post to you earlier, so we can't deny that.
Are you serious right now, bro? But he was also in the community post advertising his artwork for the roast of my channel, openly promoting my icon in the trash. It was funny. I laughed at it. It's a few other things that they've done I've laughed at. I can't cap. Like I said, I don't have nothing against them.
You could say anything else, man, and I'll still shake your hand and be like, that was funny comedy. You cooked me, my nigga. You liar!
And so with that being said, those positions are mutually exclusive. So if the roasts were acceptable and humorous, they cannot simultaneously be framed as disrespectful. So to be honest with you, the contradiction still exists regardless of the intent. It's video. It's still the fact remains. It's his video. The fact remains that we cannot take away from is that it's whose video.
Hear me out though, man. All I'm saying is that, like, let's say if and me and Kill ain't so cool to the point to where we fight each other's battle. You see that now,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But if Kill had did a video, if I endorsed it,
bruh. The "you endorsed it" claim does not work. I didn't make the video, I didn't add its contents, and didn't introduce the mentioning of a child. I shared documentation of an event that already happened, dude. Sharing evidence isn't endorsement, dude.
Like, Kill bought the cook, y'all. Y'all gonna
go after Kill still. I still would go after him. That's me.
I'm saying, like, if I endorsed it,
dude, this narrative still doesn't hold up, bruh. I didn't make the video, I didn't introduce the situation, and neither did I mention any child. I only shared a link to documentation that already existed. If the threat itself was truly unacceptable, then the response wouldn't be anger toward the messenger, meaning me, especially when after the threat you were publicly laughing and interacting with the same person on Twitter, which is ties to saying that's a clear contradiction and not accountability.
And then Kill,
you can endorse it all day, but the person who put it on their channel is who I'm going after. That's what I'm saying.
And after y'all, but I'm saying I took it as an affiliation.
Yo, is this dude like
You stupid. Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
You can't be serious, right? I'm gonna say this again. I literally shared a link to a video that already existed. I didn't create it, contribute to it, or coordinate with the creator, which is Young Shogun, to produce it. And if the issue is the threat or the content, the responsibility lies with the person who made the threat and the person who made the video, not the person who, meaning me, shared it afterwards or before. And calling this endorsement or affiliation is completely misdirected and also contradicted by later friendly interactions that you, sir, had with the person involved in the very Twitter post and the very video that you have a problem with. How hard is that to understand? Look, guys, this whole narrative that he's painting with this whole affiliation trope is nonsense. I didn't even make the video. I shared it because I enjoyed the video and I was trying to show everybody what happened. But you know what he's trying to do? He just wants to control the story, and that's why he's weaponizing my personal information against me to intimidate, deflect, and make me look guilty for things I didn't do. There you have it.
Because
I don't give a fuck. I'm going after the person whose channel it is.
That had been stated by Shogun. That had been stated by telling me that the mere mentioning of KaZamaNaTion was a disrespect to everybody else.
The number one fact is that it's not my channel. Number two fact is it's not my video. A person look, and this is coming from how I would like in IRL on my Uncle Grave. If let's just use you as an example, right? If Killer Alicious had a video and he said he was gonna cook me, and he said something pertaining to somebody saying something on Twitter and it had nothing to do with you, right? And you don't know nothing about the video. You just saying, oh, he about to cook, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You just like, hey, I'm super hyped. You know what I'm saying? He about to cook. You at work and you at work one day. You don't know what the fuck gonna come in that video. You don't know what the fuck that person. But hear me out. You don't know what that person. You don't know what that person got on their PC. You don't know what the fuck they got on that PC. You don't know.
Can I tell you what I would have did though? Can I tell you what I would have did in that situation?
There's no way you could have took that person's stuff down. You can't make it.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, can I tell you what I would have did though?
Okay.
If I would have been endorsing a video of Kill's retaliation on you, and then he would have mentioned your child, I would have went to Kill and told him, hey, that ain't it. Even though I can't force him to do nothing, I would have told him that ain't it. I was endorsing you. You can't be talking about his child while I'm endorsing that video and telling people to go watch that, man. You gotta make that right, or you gotta take that shit down, or I gotta come up with a video and distance myself from that shit.
Look, bruh, expecting me to ask Young Shogun to take down his video or suggesting that I ask him to, even though you just acknowledged that I cannot force him to do that, while also at the same time suggesting that I make a video condemning him for sharing public information, and you're suggesting that I also distance myself from him? Yo, that's not even fair, bruh. Young Shogun was documenting a public situation, asking why DragonclapTV was laughing with someone who threatened his child, not disrespecting the child, but the real irony is that he's mad at me for sharing the link and mad at Shogun when the context clearly shows that no harm was intended, when in all actuality, Young Shogun was defending the child and pointing out hypocrisy, and that does not equal disrespect.
Because morally as a man, that shit stand wrong in my soul.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be a part of nothing that sound like, and even if it was just a quick little clip, you knew when you heard that was gonna rub any man wrong, because it would have rubbed you wrong.
Well, it's the context of it though. I can see where you're coming from, but it's the way that the message was delivered, right? He's saying, from, if you really think about it, he really just saying like, why isn't this person who disrespected you blocked?
Boom, roasted.
Before and after the video's completion. So it's like he know that he mentioned my child, but he's standing on it as
Clap though. Hear me out, Clap.
At the video.
So as you guys just heard him clearly say, is that I laughed at that part of the video where the child was mentioned, because he quite frankly did not ask me anything regarding how I felt about that particular part of the video. So let's end this narrative right here. Saying I enjoyed Young Shogun's video does not mean I laughed at every part of it, especially not the segment about a Twitter user threatening to talk about his child. That part wasn't presented humorously, and I didn't find it funny at all. Enjoying a video doesn't equal endorsing every moment in it. Just like enjoying a movie doesn't mean every scene made you laugh. Young Shogun didn't mention the child in a bad light. He only questioned why DragonclapTV appeared cordial with someone who made that threat. That criticism was about adult behavior, not a child. Assigning emotions to me that I never expressed, ignoring context, and reframing criticism as cruelty isn't accountability. It's clearly narrative manipulation, plain and simple. So I just wanted to stop him right there really quick, and I wanted to make it a point to mention to you guys that this dude keeps trying to drive home this narrative that I'm supposed to literally condemn Shogun just because of something he said in his content pertaining or referencing a child, without no type of context as to why I'm condemning him. So I want to explain this narrative and break it down and show you guys why this narrative falls flat. So a false standard is being pushed, right? And the idea that acknowledging or sharing a video makes me morally responsible for every word spoken in the video, and that quite frankly isn't accountability. It's guilt by association, right? And I did not create the video, I did not script it, and I do not control another adult's speech, and also ethics cannot demand actions that I do not have the power to take. And not only that, but not publicly condemning something does not mean I endorsed it. If I watch a debate and don't tweet about every statement I disagree with, that does not mean that I agree with all of it. It means I didn't see a reason to make a spectacle of it. The situation involving a child has been stripped of context, right? So he's not looking at the fact that he's just telling me to condemn Shogun without context. But me, I'm telling him that Shogun has added context to what he's saying in reference to a child that is being mentioned. So the reference wasn't a threat or exploitation at all. It was a critique of optics, right? So when someone appears to laugh and engage with a person who previously threatened to speak about their child publicly, it reasonably looks like the issue was tolerated or moved past, right? So that perception wasn't invented. The creator later confirmed he had unblocked and re-engaged with the person in question, which is ties to saying, which also explains why the interaction appeared very much cordial to young Shogun and also as well as myself, which is why I'm explaining the context here. So children are off limits in adult conflicts. Responsibility belongs to the speaker. Judgment requires context. And not only that, but demanding public denouncement to satisfy one's outrage isn't ethics, it's literally moral coercion. What I'm saying is you can't fault me for what he did in his video, is what I'm trying to get you to understand.
I just feel like at the point that me and you was already at that point that we was at, that luxury of being able to be like, well, I stepped out, so I'm out of it. Like once you drop the community post and dog the nigga and endorse this video that come out and then
endorse this video that come out and endorse.
You see what I'm saying? You watch the video 5 times where I seen where the mention of my child was in there, and I'm just saying, man to man, can we agree that that was a little too far? So when I saw that, I was like, they both roasted me. They both know it was a mention of my child. He don't give a shit. How can I not affiliate? How can I not affiliate you with what he said in his video?
Okay, so I wanted to make this clip or this little small video so we could kind of break something down for this guy, DragonclapTV, because I've just quite frankly had enough of him trying to use this trope or this whole argument of, I gotta argue affiliation. You were affiliated. You're affiliated. You watched the video 5 times, so that makes you affiliated. You shared the link, so you're affiliated. I don't think this dude actually understands what he's saying. I just really feel like he's trying to either A, undermine my intelligence, B, trying to find a loophole to find a reason to have something to come after me for when he has none, and C, or he's just trying to sound intellectually smart, which I think all 3 of them pass for yeah, I think all of the above matters. So it seems to me that I gotta educate this dude, because obviously he must think that I'm just like this bottom of the barrel black dude who don't know what things mean. Like I don't do my research, or I don't have any type of educational status or something. I don't know. But he's been going on and on and on about this affiliation thing. Even when we had our private VC inside the Discord, he still kept arguing this affiliation thing, and he kept wondering why we kept bumping heads. He says it himself, like we're not seeing eye to eye, we're bumping heads, and he just can't seem to get his mind around the fact that we're bumping heads because of his logic. His logic doesn't make sense by definition, and he just couldn't understand, like, why why do we keep bumping heads, Sasuke? And it's like, here's why. So we all know what AI is. I asked AI about affiliation, even though I know what affiliation is. Like right now, I'm not, as y'all can see, I'm not in ChatGPT. I didn't have to look this up or nothing until like I just needed this for a video to show physical context. All right, I know what affiliation is. To be affiliated with something, it's like, okay, I represent this gang, I'm affiliated with this gang because I have their colors on, I wear their wardrobe, I wear what they wear. So that is a form of affiliation. Let's go to the anime world. Akira Toriyama, for example. They always arguing it's not canon because Akira Toriyama didn't have really hardly any involvement in it, but that does not mean he's not affiliated, because he helped with some of the ideas in the show. He helped with some of the character designs. He just because he wasn't 100% in on the affiliation of the video, that does not completely erase his affiliation with it, because he actually had a hand in the product and a hand in producing it and a hand in creating it. Okay, now that we have that established, a collaborator is a person who's an affiliate. Okay, I'm affiliated with YouTube because I signed the partnership program application or whatever. So I'm an affiliate. I signed my affiliate with Twitch, so I'm an affiliate. Okay, I get paid for being an affiliate with these guys. If I was being affiliated with a video, I would have had to have a hand in creating the ideas, the script, the context. We would have to, as a collective, come up with the due date of its release, all of that stuff. Being an affiliate is not simply just sharing a link, in other words, okay? ChatGPT, in order for me to have been affiliated with a YouTube video, I'd have to have help with its creation, right? Short answer. And the way people normally see it, in the normal basic layman's terms, meaning for an affiliate, the normal way implies involvement in creation or production. Y'all see the breakdown, right? Clean breakdown. To reasonably claim someone was affiliated with a video, at least one of these usually applies. At least one. You have to at least hit one of these block points. And guess what? When you read them all, I don't fit any of them. Okay? I didn't help plan it. I didn't help record it or produce it. I had no editorial control over it. Okay? I was not formally credited as a collaborator or co-creator, nor was I part of a joint channel or project agreement. If none of this has happened, affiliation is a stretch. What does not equal affiliation? Watching the video after it released or before, watching the video after it released, sharing the link before the video comes out in a community post or a tweet. That's why I said before, saying go check it out, reacting to it as a viewer, knowing the creator personally, knowing that the video was being made without knowing its content, which that would be me. Those actions describe a viewer or promoter, not a collaborator, okay? That's what an affiliate is. That's what it means to be an affiliate or be of affiliation to a video or affiliation to anything that is produced. It's so easy to understand this. And it's sad that I gotta break this down for a 35-year-old man. A 35-year-old man. Back to the video, bro. See y'all in the comment section.
And mentioning my child definitely wasn't right.
I never, but that's not my video, so I mean.
It wasn't okay to endorse it either.
It wasn't okay to endorse it either.
So now, we're going to attack his endorsed it argument. You endorsed it though. You endorsed this video though. You endorsed it, right? This whole argument that I endorsed the video. Now, as y'all can see, I typed the same thing, but I just changed the word affiliate or affiliation to endorse. Or I could have said endorsement. Watch what ChatGPT says. Short answer is no. Endorsement does not require helping create the video, but here's the important part people keep missing up. What endorsement actually means. To endorse a YouTube video simply means to express approval or support it. That can include saying this is good or I agree with this, encouraging others to watch it, publicly praising its message or conclusions. None of that requires involvement in creation. So technically, yes, someone can endorse a video without helping make it. But here's the critical distinction. This is where arguments fall apart. Endorsement does not equal responsibility for contents. Okay, do we have an understanding here? Endorsing a video does not mean that I knew every detail inside it. Does not mean that I approved every statement. Does not mean that I co-signed hidden or later revealed elements. That does not mean that I'm accountable for the things I didn't know were there. So there you go. I did not know every detail that was going to be in Shogun's video. I did not approve every statement in the video. I did not co-sign hidden or later revealed elements, and I cannot be held accountable for things I did not know were going to be there. It seems that this dude thinks just because he used the word endorse that it literally works in this situation. It does not. I know he probably got happy like, yeah, see, he read it. It says it right there. I was right. No, sir. You're still wrong. Okay, you're still wrong. I hope you didn't just get happy seeing that, right? You thought you thought you cooked, didn't you? Sorry, but it didn't work in your favor like you thought it was gonna do. Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, so this is where your argument has fallen. It told you right here. This is where the arguments fall apart because endorsement does not equal responsibility for its contents. There you go. There you go. Trying to be a smart guy. And I kept telling you no the entire time. Like, no, I'm not responsible for that video. It's not mine. I didn't help make it. It's not my video. Take it up with him. And here's your proof that you should take it up with him, not me. All of this time, all of these years that has went by, and I've been saying this, here you go. Even AI is telling you, okay? I've told you, other people have said it. Here's AI telling you as well. Back to the video. Did I say KID in my community tab post? Say yes or no.
Y'all together because
say yes or no. Say yes or no. Did I say anything about your kid in my community tab post? Yes or no.
You stood by the video that it offended me. You stood on it 10 toes down and said it was appropriate.
I asked you a question.
You found the video both appropriate and hilarious. You found the video both appropriate and hilarious, despite
I can laugh at what I can laugh at. You don't know what I was really laughing at. You don't know what I found funny in that video because you're not me.
I'm gonna assume. I'm not gonna.
You can assume. Assumptions are like assholes. I already went through that part with you.
I'm not going to assume the best. Exactly. So why you want me to assume the best?
They're like assholes because you shouldn't assume. It's not good to assume shit.
But you want me to assume that y'all meant no harm in that segment. You want me to.
But you want me to take. But you want me to accept your disclaimer.
That's fucked up.
But you want me to accept your disclaimer.
I literally put it in there. I addressed it. You don't have to assume. I addressed it in the video. I mean, no disrespect. This situation almost made me cry. Please, nobody disrespect in the comments.
That's not the part of the disclaimer I'm talking about.
This shit made me think about my mom. This, that, and the third.
I said it adequately. I'm talking about the disclaimer you put in the beginning of your video.
I wish a nigga would have gave me that type of disclaimer in his video and saying like, "Hey, I'm not going at."
I wish a nigga wouldn't have used my best friend's name in general at all.
I wish I wouldn't have had to. I wish a nigga wouldn't have been.
Well, hey, did I say? Okay, since you get the privilege to say that, did I say? Did I answer my question? Did answer my question? Did Black Sasuke mention your kid in his community tab post? Answer my question.
You stood by a video that did.
You see, you're avoiding my question. Yes or no? Yes or no?
You're wording it.
No, it's not. It's the truth though, but it's the truth. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's the truth. Did Black Sasuke in his community tab post say anything about Dragonclap's kid?
Black Sasuke endorsed the video that talked about Dragonclap's kid.
That's not answering his question. But what I'm asking you is one question. Yes or no? Did Black Sasuke's post, community tab post, say anything about Dragonclap TV's kid? Yes or no?
It's not a yes or no question.
Wow.
Because you know damn well, that it was more. That it was more affiliation to that.
Even in my community tab post, I never said the word KID in my community tab post.
No, I didn't say. I didn't say your community post did.
Say what?
But you did say that you watched the video 5 times. Yes, I can watch. Video, and in that video was mentioning of my child.
Your only point that I heard you say over and over again is that you know I watched it 5 times.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
So we literally just heard him agree that my community tab post did not explicitly say anything about his child at all whatsoever. But instead of him just admitting the fact that I didn't flat out, he resulted to saying that it's because I watched the video 5 times. And again, like we just heard, when I pointed out that my community tab post never mentioned his child, he literally admitted that was true. He then tried to argue that because I watched the video multiple times, it somehow changed the situation when it clearly doesn't. Watching a video is not endorsement, viewership does not equal agreement, and exposure does not transfer responsibility. What matters is what I actually said publicly, and I never referenced this child at all. Accountability follows ownership, not view count. I didn't create the video, I didn't control it, and I didn't mention his child. So how many times I watched it proves nothing beyond the fact that I watched it. Dumb the hell on. Move. I didn't say in my community tab post. You have yet to have told me that I said in my community tab post the word KID. Not once, not twice, no nothing. So you only think I laughed at the part about a kid being mentioned? You think that's what happened? You really think that?
You didn't
answer my question. You really think that? You really think that?
I just wish you would have.
And you know I got kids IRL right now. You think I really laughed at a part about some kids IRL? Like you know I got kids right now.
Sasuke, you wouldn't believe me when I put a whole segment that said I wanted respect, and you was like, "Fuck that."
But I did had no disclaimer. You can't compare that when I had no disclaimer.
Yeah, but that was a disclaimer of his own for that segment.
I didn't have to even make a disclaimer at all, though. That you're comparing 2 different energies. I never had to put a disclaimer to anything.
I made the disclaimer because I wanted to show respect.
You had to make a disclaimer because you were putting out some very dark shit.
I made the disclaimer for that segment because I wanted to show
because
respect,
you were
though.
putting out some dark shit. That's why. That was
Like,
some very dark shit.
No, it ain't because I was putting out some dark shit. It's because I genuinely don't fuck around and disrespect the dead. Fuck Toriyama. Fuck Toriyama.
Fuck Toriyama.
I ain't no bitch ass nigga who would have to lie about some shit.
I ain't
he was
saying
doing
all that,
after the
but
fact.
you know, I ain't saying
I
all
know,
that.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't lie to you about some shit if I truly felt
That shit was
way.
very dark. I was in a very dark place. That was way more darker than me watching the video and laughing.
And I cried about that shit too.
So y'all just literally heard this man say that he cried over the fact that I was going through a dark time during the last and final moments I was having when my best friend was nearing his death, right? So he just said that. He claimed that he was crying for my and my best friend situation. I just want you guys to understand that that's what he said. But I hate to have to keep spamming this segment, but I need it to be sunk in and understood that what he just said is in fact a lie. Because if he indeed felt empathy and he in fact did cry and he felt emotional behind my best friend and my situation, then why would he be doing this that you're about to see in this clip? Comment down below and timestamp it if you believe that he was sincere in crying over this situation, because clearly he's lying. And I've proved it beyond a reasonable doubt that he's lying, because he's literally found laughing about the dark moment I was having behind the nearing death and actual foolproof death of my best friend.
The presence of death is sad.
Did you see my apartment? What's wrong with what I believe? Obviously, what I fucking believe works.
That was way worse. For me, that was way worse than me a laughing emoji and a fucking post. Like, come on, bro.
But
like,
you want to know what made
bro.
you want to know what almost made me cry as well, though, out of anger? The mentioning of my child in that video.
That's his video. It's
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
you
say.
endorsed it.
So you're
Yeah, but
mad.
you
You're more
endorsed
mad
it.
at me. So you were okay. So this is what I'm
mad
getting.
at both of y'all.
So
nigga.
you were no.
It was a collaborative team event.
I couldn't tell. I can't tell. Because you did not expose his personal life. You did not expose nothing that happened. You didn't. You went harder on me. My daughter watched the video. My daughter watched the video.
I didn't go looking for that information though. People just brought me that shit.
And you should have told them not to use it, because I didn't use your personal information in none of my videos either. You should have told them. You should have told them I'm not gonna use it because he didn't use my personal information in your video.
That's how unfair the situation is. The situation is like, y'all roasted me together. You was calling me out my name in the community post, right?
It don't matter. That's a
weak
weak ass community post.
You decide at a certain point in time.
That's a fucking female's diary. Like, that's a female's diary. Like, that's a Woody Pooh ass shit.
No, you was in there saying what you had said.
I never did. I say KID in my community tab post. Say yes or no. Say yes or no. Say yes or no. Yes or no. Yes or no. Did I say anything about your kid in my community tab post? Yes or no.
Before the video was even out, therefore I affiliated you with it.
Did I say anything about your kid in my community tab post? Yes or no.
You stood by the video before.
Did I say? All I asked you was a question.
Did I say that it offended me? You stood on it 10 toes down and said it was appropriate.
I asked you a question.
You found the video both appropriate and hilarious. You found the video both appropriate and hilarious, despite
I can laugh at what I can laugh. You don't know what I was really laughing at. You don't know what I found funny in that video because you're not me.
I'm gonna assume. I'm not gonna.
You can assume assumptions are like assholes. I already went through that part with you.
Why you want me to assume the best?
Because you shouldn't assume. It's not good to assume shit.
But you want me to assume that y'all meant no harm in that segment. You want me to.
But you want me to take. But you want me to accept your disclaimer.
That's fucked up.
But you want me to accept your disclaimer.
I literally put it in there. I addressed it. You don't have to assume. I addressed it in the video. I mean, no disrespect. This situation almost made me cry. Please, nobody disrespect in the comments.
That's not the part of the disclaimer I'm talking about.
This shit made me think about my mom, this, that, and the third.
I'm talking about the disclaimer. I'm talking about the disclaimer you put in the beginning of your video.
I wish a nigga would have gave me that type of disclaimer in his video and saying like, hey, I'm not going at
I wish a nigga wouldn't have used my best friend's name in general at all.
I wish I wouldn't have had to.
I wish nobody ever. I wish nobody.
I wish a nigga wouldn't have been
talking about my child. Did I say? Okay. Since you get the privilege to say that, did I say? Did I answer my question? Did answer my question? Did Black Sasuke mention your kid in his community tab post? Answer my question.
You stood by a video that did.
You see, you avoiding my question. Yes or no? Yes or no?
You're wording it.
No, it's not. It's the truth though. But it's the truth. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's the truth. Did Black Sasuke in his community tab post say anything about Dragonclap's kid? Yes or no?
Black Sasuke endorsed the video that talked about Dragonclap's kid.
That's not answering his question.
Black Sasuke endorsed the video that talked about Dragonclap's kid.
It don't matter.
And
Did I say?
He endorsed it before it dropped. He endorsed it after it dropped. He endorsed it after I pointed out that it mentioned my kid and stood down on it 10 toes. There's no way to wipe affiliation. There's no way to wipe affiliation. Just, you know what I'm saying? We just need to come together as men and say that problems was handled on both sides.
Can you answer my
question? You can't make it seem like I was wrong and y'all wasn't.
Can you answer my question? Can you answer my question?
That shit was
I'm calmly asking you my question.
You know what I'm saying? My girl got to see that. You know what I'm saying? My girl got to see that niggas is talking and mentioning her child and shit.
I didn't say nothing about that kid. You still won't answer my question. You won't answer my question. I don't know why.
Though, because you pivoting around my question.
I'm not pivoting around nothing. I'm directly asking you. That's not. It's fair. It's actually very much fair because you mentioned my community tab post, but I can't question you about what was seen in that community tab post.
Tell me about some shit I did after the fact, but wash your hands of what happened first.
I already said
you can't do that, man.
Why can't you answer my question? Did my community tab post say anything about your kid?
I answered your question. It was direct affiliation to the video.
That's not. I say yes or no.
Was A1. The video wasn't perfect. Wasn't A1. It mentioned my child in it negatively.
That's not my video.
Yeah, but you endorsed it. You told niggas it was coming. You knew it was coming before it was coming.
That's not video. That's not. But you can use that all day. But I didn't know it was gonna be in it. So I mean, I could easily say that.
You said you watched it 5 times. Not one time did you mention how the mentioning of my child was wrong. You was okay with it. You was okay with it. And when I saw that, I was like, how dare he be okay with the mentioning of my child? And I said that in my video. Black Sasuke even praised this video. So that was my whole reason why I felt it necessary.
So you get the privilege of hearing me say I understand your perspective, but you can't answer my question about whether I said I told you. You can't say you didn't say this because I heard you. I heard you agree, and I said I understand your perspective. Numerous of times. This whole 2 hours, 3 hours we've been talking, right? So I gave you the respect and said that I understand your perspective. But what I'm asking you is one question, yes or no. Did Black Sasuke's post, community tab post, say anything about DragonclapTV's kid? Yes or no?
It's not a yes or no question because you know damn well, that it was more. You know damn well that it was more affiliation to that. You know damn well I'm keeping it 1,000 with you.
Okay.
You know damn well.
Answer my question.
Damn well
yes or no.
There was affiliation to that. Look, I'll go to the community post right now and read exactly what you said verbatim.
It can say all day.
Tell me.
Okay, read it to me because it's not going to say I said anything about a kid. You can read it all day, but it does. Okay, go ahead. It's going to prove.